Wow. 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 Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Okay, today's episode is a post-fight show for, Gonzaga versus Crow Cop 2, rematch of the ages. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a post-fight rundown of the main card, so let's get started. The main event was Gabriel Gonzaga versus Mirko Crow Cop in a rematch of the ages. The first match, Gonzaga knocked out Crow Cop with a second left in the first round. Big head kick landing on Crow Cop. Boom, knocked him out cold. And so Crow Cop got Crow Copped, as they say, as history books go, and we want to see if Crow Cop will win this time. And man, talk about just a huge change up in the match. Gabriel Gonzaga's winning the first two rounds. He was getting the takedowns. He was looking good in half guard, and he was just going for submissions and just beating up and ground and pounding on Crow Cop, especially in that second round. And then the third round starts, and it looked like, okay, they're up against a cage, and it is what it is. And then next thing you know, Crow Cop lands an elbow on Gonzaga. Change of tide in the match. Next thing you know, Crow Cop is on top of Gonzaga, pounding him out, ground and pound, and then finishes the match. And it was officially TKO elbows and punches, round 3 victory for Crow Cop. Wow, man. And there was just some awesome matches top to bottom, and then even the decision matches, some of those were entertaining as well. So that's the main event in the heavyweight division, the Gonzaga versus Crow Cop rematch. Then into the co-main event, shall we go? It was a light heavyweight clash with Jimmy Manuwa and Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz, Polish prospect, standout in the UFC. And Jimmy Manuwa, this fight, it turned into a clinch war, and it got on my nerves a little bit. It was real slow paced. It wasn't the most entertaining fight. I thought we're going to see either guy get a flashy first or second round knockout. However, there was some clinch work, and then there's moments where Jimmy rocked Jan, and the next thing you know, Jan would go in and clinch up with Jimmy to avoid getting knocked out. This fight, though, it wasn't the worst fight, but it wasn't the most entertaining either. These fighters, they don't go in going, we're going to have the worst fight ever. It's, if it happens, it happens. And if they have the greatest fight ever, that happens too, So Jimmy Manuwa, he won unanimous decision, 30-27 on 2 of the judges and 29-28 on the third judge. And Jimmy Manuwa, he was ranked number 9 in the light heavyweight division going into this match, which that's a little mind-boggling, but okay. Jan is a big name in the UFC after his win over Ilir Latifi. And it was a good win still for Jimmy Manuwa. It's pretty much he outpointed him in the clinch throughout the whole match. It was an okay overall, I guess. Had its boring moments, had its fun moments. There's a couple moments where I thought there was going to be a knockout. But Jimmy got the decision win by unanimous decision too. No one's going to argue with this decision either. Then, also on the main card in the welterweight division, we had Sheldon Westcott versus Paweł Polak. A Polish welterweight standout. And I thought Sheldon Westcott would just be able to mix things up, but Paweł, he really just outpointed Sheldon and looked good mixing things up en route to a decision victory, unanimous decision victory. Yeah, Powell, he's good. He's good. He's not anything from that match. He didn't look like a top contender, but he's definitely good enough to stay in the UFC for now. Yeah, then to kick off the main card, we had a women's strawweight bout with Joanne Calderwood and Marina Moros, and Moros. She could be the next Ronda Rousey for the women's strawweight division instead of the women's bantamweight division, where Ronda Rousey is winning by arm bars and first round finishes left and right. In the women's bantamweight division, Moros could be that she's won, I believe it's 5 out of 6 of her fights in the first round. 5 of those by armbar, including number 6 before the match at least. Number 6 ranked UFC strawweight, women's strawweight Calderwood. Yeah, and this was just 1 minute and 30 seconds into the first round. Moros sinks in that armbar. She got bottom position and Calderwood was in the top, and she was pulling out, and it's not safe to be in Moros' guard like that. I thought Calderwood would be just good enough to get out of the guard if need be, and I think she was smart enough to stay out of it, but it's one of those things. She got caught, and her ground game wasn't as good enough to beat Moros. Just wasn't good enough. But Calderwood, I think, will come back from this. I think she'll win her next match or two, or just really get back in the mix of things. I don't think Calderwood should beat herself up too much over this match. I'm a Joanne Calderwood fan. She was likable in Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, and Moros, that was a clean win. She got first round submission armbar as Calderwood was pulling out, and she got her arm caught, and that was it. That's all she wrote. So, yeah, Moros won first round submission armbar. Very much like a Ronda Rousey fight, especially Ronda Rousey's old Strikeforce fights. This totally reminds you of that. And wow, we're seeing, she just beat the number 6 ranked women's strawweight in the UFC, and that was her UFC debut. So that wraps up the post-fight show for UFC Gonzaga versus Gonzaga versus Crow Cop 2 post-fight rundown to the main card, and stay tuned for my next episode, which will be about Luke Rockhold versus Lyoto Machida, UFC on Fox. So until then, see ya.